Well, I'm leaving the gym now, and I'm gonna be doing my little podcast or the thing I started like years ago or 2 years ago, and never actually published any of the videos to do like the MS documentary thing about getting better and worse and case studies and stuff like that that I wanted to actually do. So I'm going to do that now because I had a flare up recently and I had problems with my legs, and so now I just finished taking steroids. I have one left for tomorrow, so 5 days on steroids by oral, and then one shot at the ER to get the control of my leg back. It helps, but it's not something you want to do every time you have a flare up because it has some serious side effects. Like, for instance, I didn't go to the ER. It's been going on for about 2 months and I didn't go to the ER until Sunday, until the nerves actually started acting up. So until the sense of touch in my legs got converted from touch to pain. So anything that touched me, it just felt like something was cutting me. Regardless of what touch it was or sensation it should be, I can only feel the sensation of pain or things cutting me in my leg. So I went to the hospital. It takes about like today is about the first day the sense is going back to normal. It's still weird, but it's going back to normal. So yeah, so a couple tips when taking steroids is one, steroids mess your body up really badly. Like they screw your stomach up badly. They say on the packets take with food. I don't recommend doing that, or at least not in the way it's intended to be taken on the package. Usually they want you to take it orally as you're eating. Don't do that, you're gonna have a bad day. What I found works best is if you eat something, whatever meal you're gonna have, and you wait like 15 to 30 minutes, no longer than 30 minutes, and then take the steroids. At least your stomach starts to digest and you don't produce an over amount of acid in your stomach or not enough acid in your stomach to cause your stomach to just be screwed up for the entire day. That usually helps a lot. Then most steroids make you hungry. I've taken a bunch of different ones. They usually make you hungry. Some make you feel bloated and nauseous also. I found that if you have water on hand and you drink water quite often, you don't have to drink a ton of water, just constantly sip a little bit of water to keep it going into your stomach. That helps alleviate some of the side effects also, and it helps alleviate the hunger. Granted, like for me right now, I feel super bloated and my stomach is full to the point where I feel like I'm gonna throw up, but I'm starving still because steroids just make me starving. So now we'll move on. Going to the doctor and telling the doctor about what's going on is very important, but it's also very important not to rush into taking stuff like steroids, especially when you have MS, because it's like a stopgap to stop damage from happening, but it actually can cause a lot more side effects than sometimes you want. Because what happens is, I'll explain it in a weird way, but with my legs, what basically happens is like you're in a room like a movie theater basically, and you're the person in the top that shows the movie down on the screen, and then somebody walks by and they kick all the plugs out, so all the speakers get unplugged, all the lights, all the TVs, everything gets unplugged, and then somebody runs up and they scramble everything and they just shove everything back in, but every single plug is exactly the same. So they plug everything back in, but now you don't know what goes to what. So now you hit the switch to turn on the right light, and the speakers start playing on the other side. That's what happens when you take steroids, basically. Your body regrows really quickly, but your brain doesn't always keep up with where things are supposed to go. So you kind of forget and have to relearn how to do things, and it's a little bit harder when you take it, when you're relearning how to do it after taking steroids versus doing it slowly as your body regenerates the nerves. So it's good if you're starting to get worse, which is what happened while I actually took it because I wasn't getting any better, even though I was going to the gym and stuff to try and get the control back and try and keep myself from getting worse. I was still getting worse. So I actually had to do it, and that's what happened. So today I noticed something kind of odd. Well, not odd, but I noticed one of the side effects of the gym. My heart rate is like down a lot because I have a low heart rate to begin with. Normally it's about 60 to 70 when I'm just about. But when I go to the gym and I get on the bike and I ride and stuff, it usually goes up to like 110. But today it wouldn't go past 80, like no matter how fast. I was actually riding faster than I do normally, but it still stayed down below 80. Um, No sweat, no shortness of breath, nothing, because my heart rate just wasn't going up. Like my breathing was deep, but it wasn't breathing very quickly. And it's just a side effect because now my body's not responding to the normal way of I'm using more energy. I should speed up my heart rate and breathe faster. My body's just stuck in a state of it's trying to rest and go back to sleep. It's weird because stuff like that does happen quite often where when you have MS and you're healing, especially from flare ups, your body starts reacting quite differently for things that normally does, and it'll change up quite a bit. But the good thing is this stuff usually lasts like a week or two, and then it starts to eventually go back to being what you normally used to. And sometimes it becomes your norm, which if that becomes my norm, it won't be very much a big deal because I have a low heart rate to begin with. Anyway, as far as the rest of doing stuff before you go take steroids and all these other medications that you don't have to or you don't want to because they can start side effects is usually when things start to feel odd, you want to start changing some stuff up, especially in your diet and what you're doing on a daily basis to try and offset your flare ups. So usually when I start to feel numbness or any kind of fatigue that's not normal or continued fatigue that seems like it shouldn't be there, I generally first I get rid of salt in my diet, more water, cut back on sugar and processed foods. That usually helps. Like my leg was swelling and like I did all that. It didn't really do much, and that was the reason I ended up actually going because like nothing I did changed. So I had to go to the doctor to get something else in that case. But usually that's what you want to do. If going to the gym does help, you do not want to work out super heavy. You want to do some moderate activity that gets your heart rate up a little, but not too much because being overly tired, especially when it comes to having MS, can actually be worse than not doing anything at all. Yes, because pushing yourself too hard and irritating your nerves and getting yourself worked up for too long will actually can cause too much stress on your body, and the stress is what actually causes more problems. So you want to work up some moderate activity, but you don't want to overstress your system so that it starts to react badly. That's about it. I'm doing this after the gym because I go to the gym every day, and that's what I do. I try to ride the bike. I try to do some moderate weight training, nothing too extreme, just to keep the strength up in your muscles. You don't want to overdo it because MS does respond to your muscles a lot, and you can lose control of your muscles. You don't want it to be overly fatigued and overly strong sometimes in a sense where you're fatigued from working out all day that can like make you feel like you're having a flare up when you're not. So moderate activity, especially when you're working out, enough for you to be tired but not for enough for you to be worn out where you're trying to like go through recovery every day. Recovery is not good because you're always in recovery when you have MS. So that's a good way to moderate your exercise anyway. Anyway, I'll probably be doing another video tomorrow. I have research that I've started doing with ChatGPT into MS, so I have like 15 pages of stuff that I want to go through already, and starting to come up with like a new diet and new vitamin treatments and stuff like that that I can try on my own. Because honestly, medications are just hit and miss at this point. After almost 15 years, the medications are becoming kind of hit and miss. So I'm gonna try something new. Maybe, maybe, just maybe, I might be the person that finds an actual diet and all this stuff that will actually help MS get better finally. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye.